Stage 4 squamous cell carcinoma. Stage 4 squamous cell carcinoma. Stage 4 squamous cell carcinoma. I gotta be honest, prior to 2017, I'd never said those words. I didn't even know they were words. They're just sounds. Squamous. Carcinoma. Carcinoma sounds Italian. Squamous sounds like seafood. I'll have the squamous carcinoma, please. Ah, yes, monsieur. Oui, oui. The surf and turf. Excellent choice. I don't know why my waiter at the Italian restaurant speaks French, but he does. Squamous cell carcinoma. That's cancer. Stage 4. Okay. How many stages are there? 20? Oh, there's only 4? So that's the best. Oh, it's the worst? Got it. Stage 4 squamous cell carcinoma. Stage 4 squamous cell carcinoma. One morning in October of 2016, I woke up and I had a really scratchy throat. Felt like I'd swallowed dryer lint. I also noticed at the same time that I had a lump on the side of my neck. A couple doctor visits later, I had to get a biopsy. Another word I didn't use prior to 2017. Biopsy. They put you in the tube and they get a shot of your head and shoulders. No knees, no toes. And they discovered that I had a growth on the back of my tongue. A growth on my tongue. I was like, where is it? I don't see it. And they said, no. Your tongue actually goes down the back of your throat like a waterfall. And that's where my growth was. The back of my tongue. They needed to get a bird's eye view of it. How do you get a bird's eye view of a growth on the back of somebody's tongue? With a large finger-shaped medical device, rubbery to the touch, with a camera on the tip of it that is inserted into your face, which makes that nasal COVID swab feel like a kiss on the mouth. So once they saw this thing on my tongue, the doctors were like, well, we know what it is. It's cancer. It's from smoking. How much did you smoke? Why did you smoke so much, you dumb SOB? And I'm like, never had a cigarette in my life. Next. And they were like, oh, alcohol. Why'd you drink so much, you big lush? All that alcohol finally caught up with you. And I was like, nope, never had a drink in my life. And of course they looked at me like I was a leprechaun riding a unicorn. But it's true. So they were stumped. It was the immaculate infection. Then the light bulb went off at the same time. All 3 doctors in unison went, HPV. You know those commercials for HPV that you see, kids? Well, I guess they're not for HPV. They're against HPV. Basically, it's a kissing disease. The takeaway is that I'm a conscientious lover. But even that is little solace for what I was about to go through. I said, so what do you typically do for someone who's got a growth on the back of their tongue? Do you cut it out? Do you cut it out? Do you make obscure references to fictitious 90s sitcom comedians? Hashtag Gladstone. And they said, yeah, typically we do cut it out, but the growth on your tongue is too big. We'd have to pretty much remove all of your tongue. You wouldn't be able to talk. And what's weird is I actually considered it for a second. I'm like, only listening, no talking. Maybe I get to park in the handicap spot? But then I was like, no, don't take my moneymaker. What else you got? And they were like, chemo and radiation. You never get to do anything fun. I'm like, chemo and radiation. I've heard of that. You see, the thing is, with cancer, when you hear the word cancer, At least I thought, well, nobody comes back from that. All the rest is just exercise. You go through the motions, you hope for the best. I mean, I didn't feel bad at all, except for the scratchy throat and the lump on my neck, which, by the way, is a lymph node. When you have an infection, like the growth I had on my tongue, the closest lymph node gets swollen. That's how you kind of know. There was no discomfort, really. In fact, I would say that it wasn't the cancer that was going to kill me. It was the treatment. Chemo is no joke. Everybody has a different dose, but it's just like you've seen on TV shows and in movies. It's me and like 4 other ashen-faced idiots sitting in beige lazy boys, tethered to bags of poison, and it feels fine when it's happening. It's 3 days later that you go, oh, that was poison. And I swear to God, at one point I actually said, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. And but then I thought of my kid. My daughter, the reason I'm alive today is my daughter. Otherwise, I would have given up.